Got two Spurs fans with me, Flav on my left, Smiv from Palmers FC on my right. We've just done our live reaction show. Go and check that out, and go and check out the games as well on both the Ball Street channel and on Palmers FC channel as well. But I've got two Spurs fans here, so we thought let's talk about the fact that this is the end for Spurs. Haven't bought anyone. Everyone's getting a bit panicky.
Are they?
I think they are. I feel like they are. The press certainly are.
Are you?
Or are they not? As two Spurs fans, are you panicking in any way, shape or form?
No, no, I'm not. Not at all. I think with you know the Sky Sports transfer deadline day, that hypes up transfers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you almost feel like, oh well, if we're not on there, we're not doing well. But and I think people are, you know, if you're getting a new transfer in, that seems to be strengthening your team. Not always. You know, you can look at a whole host. Yeah, it can disrupt it as well, and it could be a waste of money. And for the best part, it is.
Sissoko. Deadline day.
Jansen.
Great example.
Of all the players that have moved to English teams, how many would get into Spurs' first team?
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
Answer the comment. And there may be a couple. I don't know.
Oh, there'll be a few.
But there aren't many, and there's a lot of money's changed hands. Go on.
Kyle Walker.
Yeah, good one. Look, he couldn't at the end of the season.
Towards the end of the season, he did.
Last 6 games, he didn't play, or whatever.
And that might be because of a fallout, but Trippier did the job.
The fact is, Trippier did.
Are you being slightly deluded in thinking that Kieran Trippier can actually replace Kyle Walker, one of the most frightening right backs in the Premier League?
No, I mean Walker is the best right back in the league. There's no doubt. I've said it over and over again over the last 2 years, so it'll be foolish of me to say it now, but. Ultimately, Spurs are a good team because of how these players and manager pull together in the same direction. If you've got one person that's stopped doing that, and I presume that that's what's happened, because Pochettino doesn't fancy him anymore, and it's clear that there's something going on because a player that good doesn't just get dropped, then it has to be that the whole is much more important than the individual part. So, look, it doesn't matter whether or not he's the greatest right back in the league if he wasn't going to fit in the hole that Poch wanted him to go into.
As a simple question, why, it's written down here and I think it's a good one, why are they not spending like the other big teams?
They had a very good season, didn't they? A very good season.
Amazing season.
I don't think they need to really panic buy, to be honest. But on the flip side of that, they're running a business and they've got a £700 million stadium to buy. So there might be a bit of... I mean, what would you take this year? I couldn't care less if we won the league this year. I really just want to. Obviously, we want to win the league, but it's not going to. I don't think it's going to happen. But I would, as long as we can sustain that financial gain from Champions League, if we can stay top 4, I'll be very happy.
That would be great. That would be great.
That'd be fantastic in a season of, you know, everyone's saying it's uncertain because we're at Wembley and stuff. But I think if we can just maintain the elite, be there, I'll be happy. I
think sometimes there's that feeling of like. It's like when a new guy comes into your office, you go, oh, he's come from over there, so he must be good because he worked for someone else.
Yeah.
And it's not actually always whereas the guy next to me who's really, really talented, like Craig, is...
He's very talented. I've seen him push those buttons.
He's not getting the credit he deserves. Do you
think
Craig is getting the credit he deserves?
Everyone in the comments, shout out to Craig, does a fantastic job.
He does a great job. Sorry, he doesn't like it.
He hates
this. But there is a bit of that in that. When there's nothing else to talk about, there's no other games to talk about. Because Spurs were, in terms of being pleased with the season, Chelsea, of course. But after that, you had to be
buzzing.
Most buzzing if you're a Spurs fan.
I mean, buzzing even more so than Chelsea fans because they've bought every success that they've had and we haven't. So. Look, the thing is with football fans, and I've said this before, and I'm at risk of annoying people, but I'm going to anyway. Fuck it. It's the easiest thing to say. Let's just buy some players, buy some more players, sign someone, just sign someone, It doesn't matter who. But the thing is, it does. It matters. It matters who. And if we can't get the targets, or we're unwilling to pay because we've got this stadium, then so be it. But just signing any players. Like the 2 that we've been linked to.
So the 2 that you've been linked to, Jeremy Toljan, I think, 22 from Hoffenheim, 2.9 million.
Which is nothing.
Academy graduate.
Literally nothing.
That is literally, that's almost minus money.
Yeah, it's almost an insult. Let's just give them to us for free.
Academy graduate at Hoffenheim, 54 first team appearances, scored twice.
As a fullback.
30 international caps at youth level for the under-21s of Germany. Regular under-21s Euro winning Germany side, so that's quite exciting. Right back, so it'd be cover for Trippier. Where do you need cover? The other one, sorry, is Jadon Sancho from Man City, 17-year-old, who you've been linked with as well. Reportedly 10 out of 30k per week for Man City, which
Brilliant.
does actually sound like not that much for these days.
I mean, we can be honest and say, oh, he's this and he's that because we watched the YouTube video before we came on air.
Yeah.
And we did.
You didn't even do that.
No, we did.
We got halfway through it.
Halfway through, the music was awful.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like, everyone does it. Oh, we're linked with this player from wherever, and they'll type him into YouTube. Oh, he's sick.
Yeah.
Because you put all the compilations, their best bits, into like 2 minutes, and it's just like, it's such a false thing. You know, Sissoko looks really good on his best bits. Really good.
But sure, even so Dele Alli came from MK Dons. It's not exciting.
Yeah.
Trippier, Burnley,
Yep.
Kyle Walker, what was it, Sheffield United or
United,
whatever. I think that's right. And Pochettino, he won't bend on this. He's got clear priorities of like having the guys that he wants and doesn't want to just go out and spend too much money just for the sake of it.
Yeah, I don't know how good Pochettino is at purchasing players. I think it worries him. I think he'd much rather train a player up because the risk is so much smaller. And he can get average players doing amazing things. I think he would rather stay out of the transfer market if he can. Because he bought Sissoko and Janssen, two of the worst signings Tottenham have ever made so far.
Yeah.
Do you think he's looking at the youngsters and saying, I can mould you? Because he sees them every day and he sees...
Yeah, absolutely. I just think if it is... he got increased responsibility last year when Paul Mitchell was put on gardening leave. Paul Mitchell was formerly our chief scout who we took from Southampton, had all these grandioso black box, weird kind of technology that helps him find players around Europe. Apparently you could put... Yeah, you could put... yeah, essentially that, but real life. He didn't sign anyone or something happened, I don't know, he left now anyway. And then Poch was put in charge of kind of essentially heading up the scouting network. I don't know how much of that is still pertinent, but whatever happened, someone's responsible for buying Janssen and Sissoko.
The other reason to not worry if you're a Spurs fan is that average age of the squad being 25 and a half. That is so young. Yeah. So young.
Very young.
And so is the bigger worry with when players hit 25, they're starting to hit their prime. That's a good time to sell someone for a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And Eric Dyer, for example, Man United supposedly wanted him for 40 million. Walker's already gone. If there was one, I tell you, give me two players that you just desperately cannot lose from this Spurs team if you want to be getting top four again. Who are those two?
Kane and Ali for me. But then Ericsson, I love.
Alderweireld.
There's too many.
Wanyama,
there is too many.
Dembele.
I'm just thinking about age and...
Which ones will make you less, I guess, productive? It probably is Ali and Kane. But you like Dembele, don't you?
Dembele, in my opinion, is our best footballer. But
Dembele's
he's injury. He can't complete 90 minutes. He's bad injuries. I love him to bits. Lloris is great. Danny Rose, he hasn't played since Christmas, so that'd be like a new signing anyway. This is a mark of how good our first 11 is at the moment. It's incredible. Who do you buy to go into that team? I don't know. I can't see Spurs making a major signing really.
No,
can't see where it's coming from.
What we lack is depth, and I think he'll dip into the youth squads and bring them through. Yeah. You know, you're saying we've got cover for Trippier there. We've got youth that can cover for Trippier as well.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker
Peters. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
good they named him. Exactly the same, and then another person.
Someone else. Yeah.
Peters.
So right, let us know what you think. I think it's a good place to stop. If you're a Spurs fan, are you slightly worried in any way, shape or form? If you're not a Spurs fan, should they be worried? I'm sure you'll let us know in the comments below. And how do you think the season for Spurs is gonna end up? Because of course there's that move to Wembley.
All I would say, don't worry. Just don't worry about it. I mean, you're not paid. Pochettino's paid a lot of money to do all the worrying. You don't worry. Just go out there and watch Spurs win. Yeah.
Sorry, before we go, what's your thoughts on Wembley? Because it seems to be this whole Spurs at Wembley is going to be a curse. There's this curse.
That's the obvious thing to think, isn't it?
The Leicester pitch is a metre wider than, or a metre longer than Wembley is, and we beat them 6-1. So the size of the pitch isn't an issue for Tottenham. But a manager of Pochettino's quality isn't going to be undone by a pitch that's little more than a metre bigger than our White Hart Lane pitch. It's not about the size of the pitch. But there are intangibles that you have in a stadium, familiarities, the way the lights cast down through the stanchions and understanding markers on the pitch so the players know exactly where they are. You become used to it. And we're giving that up forcibly. You have to because we've got to move and all that shit. But I think it's going to be a role to play. We won't be as fluid and decisive and as brilliant as we were last season, but we're still an excellent team.
Yeah. I think the press will drive home a story there.
Of course, every time we don't pick up 3 points, that will be what
you need to start well. I think if you can start well, then
got Chelsea first game.
The club have a duty to do as well. They need to look at what West Ham did when they went from Upton Park to that new ground, and you know, all of those people that were creating the atmosphere at that old ground were just like spread across. But I'm just hoping, and I think they have.
Yeah, they have.
I'm hoping that they've kept that staff stand all together and put them at one end of the stadium.
Yeah, you do want to pick them up. You don't want to go
like
that. So they put the entire east and east and Park Lane in one section. So that has happened.
That's good. That
is
good. That's
hopefully.
Hopefully.
So there you have it. Another social club for you, Smiv. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for having me. Nice one, mate.
If you haven't checked out Palmers FC, are you mental?
Are you mad, bro?
Are you mad, bro?
Are you mad?
Head over there and subscribe. Check out all his content because it's bloody good. If you're new to Bull Street, then subscribe to us. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. And we'll see you next time.
Come on, Spurs!
Shut up.